Over 50% of people have no savings and are struggling financially. So why is this? Well, it's certainly not because of a lack of income. It's actually because of the mistakes people make managing their income. In this video, I will reveal to you the 5 most common and costly mistakes that 90% of people make when it comes to managing their money. All these mistakes are easy to fix but have massive consequences if ignored. Whether you've just started to manage your own money or you've been doing it for a while but want to make sure you're doing it right, these are the tips that you need to know. Mistake number 1, not tracking your spending. Most people spend just under 50% of their income on discretionary items, like fancy clothes, memberships for streaming services, and eating out. Ideally, it should be around 30%. This means that most people literally waste half of their income on unimportant things and then wonder why they struggle to pay rent or have no money left over for savings at the end of the month. So what can you do to fix this? Start tracking every expense for 30 days. You can use a spreadsheet, a free app, or a pen and paper. Just start tracking. Organize your expenses by category, like housing, transportation, food, subscriptions and non-essentials, and any other items. This will show you exactly where your money is going, not where you think it's going. You can improve what you don't measure. You might be saying, I don't want to feel restricted. Don't worry, tracking isn't about restriction. It's about gaining control. Mistake number 2, saving what's left over instead of saving first. Most people spend their money during the month and then try to save whatever's left over. The only problem with that is that there's usually none left. A much better approach is to automate your savings. So what does this mean? You just decide on a percentage, for example 10%, and transfer it to a savings account as soon as you get your paycheck. This is called paying yourself first. You might be saying, I need that money to get by, or I can't afford to do that. Trust me, just try it for a month. You'll find a way to live off your reduced income and you'll realize how much money you are wasting. If by the end of the month you're really struggling, just go back to your old ways. Remember, consistency matters more than amount. A small automated transfer builds financial security over time. Mistake number 3, falling for discounts and sales. Buying something at a discount still means that you're spending money, yet many treat them as financial wins. If you didn't really need the item before the sale, it's simply an extra expense and not a saving. Big companies hire psychologists to design these sales to create urgency. Terms like limited time offer or last chance are intentional triggers that makes you buy things based on emotion and not need. A day after the purchase, you'll wonder why you even bought it. The best way to avoid this is to create a waiting period before buying non-essential items. 48 hours is usually enough. This gives you time to think about whether you even need the item and if it aligns with your budget and priorities. Mistake number 4, not creating a spending plan. People often think that a budget restricts you, but this isn't true. It gives you a framework for making intentional choices. Without one, you have no direction and don't know if you're overspending or not. You don't need to use any complex software or systems. A basic monthly plan that outlines what your expected income is and then allocates specific amounts of it to key categories is more than enough. For example, 35% could go to housing, 15% to food, 10% to transport, 20% to savings, and the remaining 20% can be used however you like. These aren't fixed rules, they're more like starting points. What matters is knowing how much you intend to spend before the month begins and not after it ends. Mistake number 5, blindly following financial advice online. Financial advice online can be useful, but sometimes it can be generalized or misleading. What might work for one person might not work for another, especially if responsibilities or goals differ. Before adopting any advice, ask yourself, do I understand this strategy fully? Is it realistic for my financial situation? And does it align with my short and long-term goals? If not, don't use it. Blindly copying trends like extreme budgeting, cash stuffing, or high-risk investing can backfire without proper context. The same applies for this video. Don't follow everything I say blindly. Do your own research first. Personal finance is exactly that. Personal. Critical thinking is essential. Avoiding these mistakes doesn't require perfection, just awareness and consistency. Start by choosing one area to improve, whether that's tracking your expenses, setting up an automated transfer, or reviewing your monthly plan. Small changes compound over time. Financial control comes from deliberate action, not guesswork. If you found this video even remotely helpful, please consider subscribing for more straightforward and practical content.